Hey everyone, welcome to the second episode of Road to AF15, where in this series I document my journey as I collect the first 100 ASM issues along with the Amazing Fantasy 15. Now, guys, I began my journey a few weeks back, actually, a few months back, when I collected Amazing Spider Man issue 95, and then I recently got my hands on Amazing Spider Man issue 54. And now, as you guys can see here, I have Amazing Spider Man issue 63. A huge shout out to Dave and his creations for sending this my way. I've linked his channel in the description below. You can check him out. Even he is documenting his own journey as he collects the ASM issues, and he's already a bit ahead of me because he has a few issues in the top 10 ASMs. But like me, he's also collecting the ASM issues. So big shout out to him for sending this one. So guys, this particular issue came out in 1968 with the story being written by Stan Lee and the artwork done by John Romita Sr. And as you can see from the cover, the story is about Spider-Man and the two vultures. So without any further ado, let's take a look into the book, guys. Guys, before we get into the book, I just wanted to show how an amazing condition in which this book has been kept. This is a very nice casing. I've never had a book in this kind of a casing before, so once again a huge shout out to Dave for doing this. Even with the book in the bag and the board, I can just say that the book is in actually extremely good condition, guys. The colors are just so bright and it looks so beautiful. Getting the book out of the bag and the board, let's take a look at this over here. Like I said, it looks like it's an amazing condition. The colors are so bright and good. So as you see, it starts with the vulture sitting on the building scaffold with the rain pouring in. This reminds me instantly of the Spider-Man 3 poster with him sitting crouched with that black suit, which goes to be one of the most hardest and best movie posters of all time. Guys, to know what's going on in this issue, you have to go back to a few issues, like back to issue number 47 when Vulture was in jail, and at that time he was presumably dead or assumed dead because he was poisoned by another person called Blackie Drago in there, who wanted the Vulture's weapons and wings so that he can take on the mantle and live as a supervillain. And now Vulture, having known that he has been betrayed, he decides to seek revenge, looking for both him and Spider-Man. And on the other side, Spider-Man is trying hard to not slip and fall while he's swinging through the city in the rain, but that doesn't go too well, and he ends up spraining his hand. Damn, these sheets feel so crisp and clean. I don't know who had this before, but they have done a damn good job of preserving this very well. So anyways, continuing in the story, Vulture breaks in and steals his old set of wings that they had confiscated from Blackie Drago. And on the other side, Peter is slowly trying to get back to college. And there was also another side where apparently there was a tiff between him and Captain Stacy, which Gwen Stacy walked in at the wrong moment and Peter was not able to explain himself. So now they both are in a weird space where they're not talking to each other. Yeah, as you can see here, because Peter doesn't know what to explain and Gwen just wants him to explain something, anything, so because she just wants to believe and get back with Peter. And on the other side, Vulture is busy getting back into prison and freeing Blackie Drago here and even giving him these wings, which is definitely confounding because just a moment ago he swore that he would finish him, but now he's giving him back the wings and telling him to break out with him. But you'll find out why he does that as we go through the story. And as you can see here, they gather over here, and at this point actually even Blackie Drago is confused because he thought that the original Vulture, Adrian Toomes, was dead because he was the one who poisoned him, but he had faked his death because when he found out that Blackie Drago had tricked him, he decided to get out over there and take his revenge. So he escaped as Blackie Drago had escaped at that time, and then he slowly recovered. And Spider-Man had actually stopped Blackie Drago as the Vulture before, and so Adrian Toomes wanted to reclaim the mantle of the Vulture by destroying the guy who was the imposter or tried to pose as him and also beat Spider-Man. So basically it was just like revenge and honor for Vulture. And as they battle about at the sky, Peter sees it from the ground, but then J. Jonah Jameson is like, go get photos.
Spider-Man with his hand in a cookie jar. Whoever brings me that photo gets a job. What are you waiting for? Chinese New Year? Go, go, go.
I'm on it, boss.
That's what he's trying busy with getting photos, while he's also thinking of how to get away from there and get suited up as Spider-Man, which he does on the side over here. And he needs to do that fast because there are other people in danger, as these two maniacs in the air are just fighting carelessly and recklessly, and Blackie Trevor seems to have fallen down, and the final battle seems to be between Spider-Man and the Vulture. Taking a look at this last panel, it kind of reminds me of the Web of Shadows boss battle between the Vulture and the Spider-Man, which was a very, very cool mission to play in that game, guys. So that was just a quick glance through this issue and the story in this issue, guys. So now finally in this journey I am 3 down and I have 108 left, because I'm also collecting the Amazing Fantasy 15. So there's totally 101 comics that I have to collect. Right now in my own bucket list that I've made, I've only ticked off one spot, and for those of you who have not seen the previous video, do check that out. But in any case, I had made a couple of milestones for myself as I go along this journey, so I make it easier, and I broke it down into the top 100, which I have already made right now with 3 issues. Then within the top 50, which I have not yet hit, because the 50 is a landmark issue and has a pretty cool cover, one of my most favorite covers in the top 100 issues. Then within the top 38, because ASM 38 was the last issue on which Steve Ditko worked as the artist, who was the original co-creator of Spider-Man. Then we have the top 10, and then we finally have Amazing Fantasy 15. So right now in this journey I am still at spot number 5, but I knew when I was starting this journey it was going to take a long time for me to complete this journey. Even though I'm going with the notion of low grade is better than no grade, these are the most popular and in demand issues of any Spider-Man and comic book fan, so it is going to take a while, but that's what it's going to take, and I'm up for it, guys. Let me know your thoughts about this issue in the comments below, and I will catch you guys next time.